Hey guys, so we finally got the live from Zeta and Timmy, and we finally got the live from Timmy that went as planned on a time schedule. But before we even get into it, you guys make sure you are subscribed to join the family, join these healthy conversations. It's always healthy and respectful. We don't have to agree, but keep it respectful. It was good to see it, so make sure you are subscribed. Let's just get into it, y'all. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I know for me, like, Lord, I don't get many date nights with my husband. So when I do, I take kidless date nights, okay? So when I get it, I take it and I run. So these little middle of the night lives that some of these islanders are doing, I'm gonna need y'all to get it together. We need to pick a time that works for all of us, okay? And they said they're gonna do that. So it's all love, okay? I'm not holding any grudges. But let's just get into this live. If you haven't seen the Timmy and Zeta live, it was just mostly just them vibing, talking about just life outside the villa, what that looks like, reassuring you guys. First of all, that they still are going to move how they choose, but reassuring everybody, like, look, we don't compare us to other people. We're going to move how we move, but it's still love, like it's love. And so I think I felt comfortable in that, and they seem so comfortable with each other. But I say again, and especially for Zeta, like I like both of them, but I be lying, like Zeta is up there, okay? And so I know a lot of that's always a concern, given some situations in the past, we know, okay? But given some situation in the past, we do worry about the woman and kind of what that looks like for them sometimes. So, but Zeta's gonna be okay, y'all. She was working before, she's working now. She got a whole management team. She got the whole game on lock. So don't worry about Zeta. One way or another, she's gonna be all right. But let's get into this live with Timmy. It started off rough, y'all, because at first his ADD and my ADD, it was not matching up and working, but we got it together. He was very honest that he was not used to doing lives and kind of navigating IG, and what we could tell. So, we bear with you. We're with you, right? Because we're fans. We're fans, so we're going to bear with you. And so I think he had the shades on. I think part of it's like a persona, but also part of it, I think once he got a little bit more comfortable, kind of, he'd take them off, put them on when needed for effect. And his microphone, he was trying to navigate the questions, find the people. It was a lot, but he made it through. So Timmy, hats off to you, baby. You did it. You did it. Everybody, so everybody was up there with their ladies that came. Well, everybody except Jeff. Jeff was with a lady, but it wasn't Naja, but we're going to get into that, okay? Jesse, was with Dev. So Jared came with Kat, who he kept calling Kay. And we had, Joel and Bella. So, it is some beautiful things going on. So let's just break it down. So a lot of people had a lot to say just kind of about his interviews. And I was glad he touched on that, because a lot of people said, I had a lot to say about his interviews after, like, post-Villa, those first interviews and the reunion, and kind of how he was looking, his mood. So he definitely confirmed, which we had already heard, I think, like in a couple of things where Zeta had mentioned it, where he had a cold. I did not know he hurt his knee. Which I don't know who. I hope Peacock never. I'm sure they won't, given how many Islanders were hurt, because Serenity hurt her neck in the WWE challenge. Zeta broke her finger. Doggone Timmy hurt his knee. We need not do that ever again. So they were definitely troopers for sticking that out. So, so he just said he needed a little time to regroup, because everybody was like, well, where are they? Why are they? Because, they won, and it was just like, we need to see you. We see everybody else. We need to see you. He needed time to regroup, I guess, from a cold, from body aches, body pains. Remember, he's older, y'all, too. Like, these aren't baby Islanders winning, okay? We need time to reset, okay? Once you get a certain age, y'all. And so, Jeff, I can't with Jeff, because they said it's all love, so I got to take them at their word. But Jeff certainly did tell Timmy in the comments, I know we famous now, but you need that. Go ahead and follow me back, damn it, okay? So, but they say it's all love, so I don't know. So I definitely think, it could be said in jest. But Timmy, you gonna follow Jeff back? And also, he also stated in the comments, Jeff, because these were all in the comments. Jeff also said to Jesse, like, I know you saw me calling, so I'm gonna need you to go ahead and call me back. And so, but they say it's all love, so I'm just definitely trying to see how they navigated that, how they're going to navigate that. But they say it's all love, and I'm hoping it's all love. But it does make you wonder that, like, are we getting the full story? Is it everything that, we want to hear? But, we like the mess sometimes, whichever. Like, I definitely still think that adults can have conversations and not agree, but people would definitely take it and run with it. So, they are right to move as they are moving. And it was so hilarious because Timmy is so unaware, and whatever his energy was on him, he needed to take a step back from those energy drinks, because when Timmy said, first of all, if you have a young lady, now this could have been his family, if you got a young lady in the car and you know it's not nausea and you know somebody's going to answer, you tell her to shh, don't say nothing, because we're going to run with it. So Timmy, he speaks to Jeff, everything's cool. Timmy then, some lady, hi Timmy. And Timmy's like, oh, is that nausea? Tell nausea. No, quickly the subject changes, which, I'm thinking that he gets the sign. And Timmy then brings it up a little bit like, again, like, not necessarily the girl he brings up. Oh, you went to go spend time with Naja, your baby in Atlanta. Yeah, I went to Atlanta to see Naja. Quickly, the subject changes again. And he quickly, abruptly left that live. Okay? So I don't know what that's about, but we're going to see, hopefully, we see how everybody's moving. I guess, everybody's exploring. So, he was going to, Jeff said he was going to dinner. We don't know who he was going to dinner with. He did say some casts. I feel like he said some casts. So I'm sure definitely will be following that to see kind of what that looks like. Where's the love? He got some new woman. We're going to see what's going on, because a couple of people have said they saw him with somebody else. But, nobody's married. I'm not mad at you. Have fun. Live, take this moment to live in the moment. Everybody's having fun, okay? But they did say that they were both two alpha males who, were able to work it out. They said that they were stuck with the hot beaming sun. There's the sun beaming down on them, and you're just, you're being forced to constantly be together. It's a lot. I can imagine. You don't know what day it is. You don't, it's almost, I think in one interview, Jeff actually did compare it to jail. And I felt like Timmy was almost calling it like a boot camp. So it is where you were stuck in this space and you can get sick of each other, I would imagine. And then on top of that, we got emotions flaring. Some people having sex, some people not. So it could be sexual tension. It's just a lot. It's a lot in this little space. These are my opinions. I'm just saying what I'm adding to what he said. Okay. So then we had Joel and Bella, who are booed up in Massachusetts, and it sounds like Joel has already been to see Bella's family and visit her space, and now Bella is returning the favor and coming back into his space at his home, and they're sitting there reading poems and writing songs, and I love it. I love it to see the happiness. And I must say, like, my husband and I got married quickly. It can happen and it can work out. When you get to a certain age, okay? Don't waste any time. So it was cute. She was booed up under the blanket looking, I like it. Go ahead, Joel. I'm happy for you. Especially because we did get to see him, and I like Joel. But we didn't get to see him kind of with the relationship where something was really built. We didn't get to see that side. So I am happy that something came out of it for him on the show. And it doesn't have to last forever. Look, we're taking experiences, okay? Like, you can have that person in that moment because you shared something so special. Even if you didn't share it necessarily together, it's a unique experience. So you guys have it. You share it together. Live in this moment and enjoy it, because tomorrow is not promised, y'all. So then after we get the poem readings and the song writings, we get Uncle Jesse coming with his cigar, and Jesse and Deb pulls up in the background. She really didn't say too much, just kind of just give it, singing, everybody singing each other's praises. So I always think it's nice when you can sing each other's praises. And they both discussed just being couples who are okay with having space. And I love that, because they definitely discussed the importance of allowing your partner to have healthy space, but also being united when needed, and when you want to be, because it is healthy. There are couples, because I've seen so many people stressing. Look, it is so okay to have your own thing. People are coming from different walks of life. You just meet these people for a few weeks, and it is intense. It seems like a lot of love, but you had a whole life before this person. And I mean, it's just like real life, you meet somebody, but you do have something else going on. you find a way to bring it together, okay? So people, and be happy, because when you get so consumed with somebody, sometimes, and God forbid something happen, you lose your whole world. Keep your bag, keep everything. It's not just about the bag, it's also about your mental health, you as a whole person. Because you can't let one person complete you. It has to be the whole package, right? You got to have your own, something you bring, they bring, you bring it together, and it makes it that much more special. But you're special in your own right. So I really like when they discuss that, and they just were supportive of one another, and they thanked each other, like, just from being able to confide in one another. And I think that was a big difference as it comes to, like, inside the villa, when Jeff was making, like, even when it came down to the situation where he wanted to send Jesse and Deb home versus Chad and Phoebe. I think a lot of times when you have, a little bit more insight, I think Timmy and Jesse seemed a little bit more closer. So there was definitely a better insight. So maybe, like, when the tables turned and Jesse was feeling really a little bit more confident, and Deb was starting to feel back more confident in Jesse, Jeff didn't have that insight. It seemed like Timmy and Jesse definitely had that, that relationship where that it's just that trust there. So it showed, and that was always, it's always good to see love. I keep saying it because it is. Then we have Jared and Kat, who showed up. It looked like they could have been prepping for another mukbang. I don't know. She was cooking in the kitchen, which is always a good way to keep your man, okay? But, Cardi says she don't cook, she don't clean. Oh, but Kat does, okay? So I'm not mad. But Jared, first of all, Jared looks so good. Lord have mercy. That man is fine. And he is so just well-spoken, thoughtful, he looks good, y'all. Y'all let me know, Jared. I thought, like, he shines so differently to me, like, on one-on-ones and then outside the villa. Kat looked up on him. He seems really mature. Again, we don't know, so I'm just going off what I see. He's a good-looking man. He's got some beautiful bone structure. See, that is like a good little, like, when nations come together, you see what we can create, okay? That man looks so good to me. But no, he was just all love, so positive. And yeah, I feel like Jared's just always positive. So I don't really have too much to say about that, because I don't think they really went in deep anything, but it was just good to see the love there, okay? Always good to see that. So Timmy talks about his favorite moment in the villa, which, I didn't know what he was going to say, but his favorite moment, of course, was winning with Zeta. And not just the winning. I think it was the whole experience and being able to share that moment with somebody who you navigated, like, since the beginning together, because it makes it that much special that you were able to come through on the other side. And so he felt like that was really, really special, being able to not only win, but obviously share that with somebody you feel a genuine connection to. So I thought that was really beautiful to hear him talk about that. And again, then he just kind of went back and reiterating that him and Zeta are good. They are both passionate about their crafts. Zeta sounds like she may have a lot of things lined up. Again, I cannot stress enough, y'all, if you have not taken the time, definitely take the time to subscribe to her blog, because I just think even beyond Love Island, it has so much to offer. She's so transparent and has some good little tips and information. And I believe anytime you can get any information from anywhere that is good, positive, that is uplifting, that can add to your cup, add to your life, add to your soul, then take it, right? And so she puts out weekly. And so, I will definitely be adding information as I see stuff from Zeta that I think, we can sprinkle onto the soul. I'm not going to mess up nobody's bag, because I think Zeta does an excellent job. And if she puts in the time and work, she definitely deserves to get paid for it. However, I'll let you know if it's worth it that week, okay? I'm going to let you know. But I feel confident from everything I've read that Zeta is that girl, okay? She is that girl. But Timmy also, he has his songs in the works. I'm thinking, I don't know. He has a video about the drop, and he keeps saying we're gonna like it. Now he does say if you don't like his music, you don't have to. Don't, if you're not here for that, that's okay. Then don't be here for that. And if you are, then great. Then it's good. I'm thinking maybe because the song is called My Body, so I'm thinking if I was him, I would use Zeta's body. That's just me though. I don't know. That's my thoughts. I haven't listened to the whole song, so I gotta. But if it was me. So y'all let me know if I don't, see the video, like, real soon. But I feel like I will, but obviously not by the end of this video. So, we got that going. And so I think it's great that they both have their own passions, that they're, just the things that they do separately. So he talked about that. And then he was asked about Tiger Lily. I was like, Lord, here we go. Here's the moment of truth. Because he looked like he wanted to say it. He had the Red Bull or whatever energy drink he had in his system. I was like, here it goes. But he said she was a great person. Now, when we talk about things like this, all you have is your perspective. You have your truth. Now, the interactions with him, he said he was on a solo mission. He knew what he was there. He was just chilling in Casa Amor, pretty much waiting to get back to baby Zeta. And he had no problems with Tiger Lily. So whatever was happening with Tiger Lily, he said, she had her stuff going on. One day, she was gone from the villa. He didn't know what happened. But he said from what he saw with his interactions with her, she seemed to be like a great young lady. And that's what he saw. And he's not going to speak on other people's problems. Now, I'm not mad at that. You cannot speak on what you don't know. Now, that would be up for Jeff and her to discuss when ready or when it's able to be discussed. She is discussing it on TikTok still. I guess she's still trying to get this moment. Check it out if you like. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm telling you, like, Lord, what else? And his least favorite moments being in the villa was he talked about the sun just beaming down on you, how hot it is, and then being forced to talk about your emotions when you're burning up. And I can only imagine, especially guys, sometimes not all guys, but a lot of guys, first of all, they don't like to talk about their emotions. Then you're going to make me talk about it after, like he said maybe 3 hours of sleep. You don't even know how long you're sleeping. You don't have access to anything else. You're just surrounded by these people, the hot sun, little sleep. And then you want me to talk about my emotions? Well, how am I going to talk about my emotions? Y'all, help me out. So that was that. And so he said that was his least favorite moment, which is, I guess, not a moment technically, but it's a whole experience. He felt like they could have saved that. And that's a lot. But someone asked then, how did he feel when Zeta chose Jeff? Now, I felt like he played this down just a little bit. And I have my own thoughts on that. But he said when Zeta chose Jeff, he said he thought the speech was definitely about him. Now, I agree. Now, what she didn't do, she didn't play it like Chaz, so that was good. So I don't think she was like a complete jerk, because the way Chaz did it was absolutely unnecessary and unacceptable. But, just enough to let you know, okay? And, but he thought the speech was about him, but he did not expect her to pick him. So he went in with the expectation that she's probably not going to pick him, because she wasn't really happy at that moment. Because he was off with Chaz's sister. As Zeta says, not me, I'm just saying, okay? She was off with Chaz's sister. But what he did say is he gained a lot of respect for her in that moment. And I definitely, I could see that, because I would imagine, Timmy's a very good looking guy. He's very charismatic, and he's probably used to getting his way. And so for somebody to kind of, when it's money on the line, it's a lot of stuff, because she could have definitely moved a lot of ways. But I'm going to show you, what I am. I'm going to make you miss me. You're going to see my worth. So I'm going to take a step further for my own personal opinion when I really think that the tables turn. Because, we've been all trying to get our Love Island fix. So, yes, I've been going back rewatching the episodes 10 million times. So what? Judge your mammy, okay? No, I'm playing. But, no, well, I'm not playing, but I have been going back to watch it. But when I went back to watch, y'all, I think the moment I really personally believe is when it changed for him, when he really got it. Because I don't think he was getting it. Because I almost was getting a little upset. Because Zeta said she doesn't know. It might be 6 months to a year before she goes back and watches. Because you find yourself getting upset. And while you're living in the moment, you don't want to be upset about the past. Okay? Sometimes it is good perspective. But however, they've lived through it. They've seen, okay, let's let it go. But I found myself getting a little salty, because it's just like, you go through 6 days every day or 5, whatever. And, you do forget, because I can only imagine how intense it is for them, because they're getting nonstop. We're just getting a little, maybe 45 minutes to an hour of this every day. And so you do forget little things. But so he was moving a little shaky with Bria, okay? I might not have been pleased. And if I go back and look at some of my videos, I really was not pleased. But I think when she was in the bottom 2, when she was in the bottom two and he saw, just first of all, when you see somebody in the bottom two and you think that they can go home, we saw that with Isaiah and Sydney. It can get really like, oh my God, like I really don't want to see this person go. I'm going to really miss them. I care about them. But I think even more than that, when Timmy saw how well respected and well received, how loved and adored she was, like he knew at that moment he had something special. Because there are moments like, of course, everybody likes everybody for the most part. And, everybody's going to miss everybody. You don't want to see anybody go. But like, I think Jesse said it best, like when it came down to it, and it was just like, you saw nobody else voted for Zeta not to go home. It was like a unanimous Zeta stand put, okay? And Jesse put it best, like, that's Zeta. And when you hear that and you see that, I'm telling y'all see me say it in almost every video, looks will get you but so far, because they're all beautiful people. Like, they're all beautiful girls, beautiful young ladies, but that little extra, you got to have something more. So I am definitely rooting for this couple. I see it for them. I think they're a nice balance. They can both be hyped. Now, this might have been the most hyped I done seen Timmy, but I think that they'll balance each other. I think it's a nice calm. It's a nice, Zeta's got enough maturity and something to bring. And Timmy has maturity when needed, when it's right, okay? From what I see, so I believe it can go. But if not, I just definitely think they should have fun, see where it takes them. They said they got some opportunities where they're going to be blending stuff. It sounds like Zeta might have a little voice. That's what Timmy says. So I'm sure she can bob enough. We hear these songs on the radio. You get you some auto-tune, girl. If you can't, make it work. Let's have fun, because I'm going to listen. We're going to listen, okay? We are going to listen. So I am definitely, I'm rooting for this couple. I hope they get the money. I hope they get the, everything that they deserve that comes their way. I'm feeling the love. I hope you guys continue to support them and let them take their time. They're going to give us the content. It might not come when we want it, but it's going to be on time, y'all. It's going to be on time. It's always going to be on time, okay? Because we got to let them have the space to navigate. Y'all already know the syndrome in my last video. I told y'all that we have and we've gone through. We're going to get past that. We got to get over that, okay? It was rough, but we can do it, okay? Everybody is not that person, okay? Everybody's not. So I know a lot of us compare and we see, and some of us have been with some ain't poo people. And so when we see it, we're judging it off that. But let's give it a chance. Let's, until we fully see wrong, let's just give it the benefit of the doubt. The same way I would give you the benefit of the doubt, okay? That's what we do as humans. That's how we better each other. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments. I am rooting for them. I'm definitely team Zimmy. I am team Jesse and Deb. I am team healthy relationships. I am team Jared, you are fine, okay? If my husband and I don't work out, you would make a fine stepdaddy. I'm just playing, y'all. But meet me in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Definitely subscribe. And I cannot wait to hear from you guys. And if they do some more middle of the night lives, who knows? I might be up. I might not. But I'll direct you where you need to go. If not, if I don't do it. Okay? But I will talk to you guys later. Peace, love, many blessings. I hope you all have a good night, a great day in the morning. And I'll talk to you guys later.